Oh, cheers. Cheers, everybody. Oh, hey.
Hey.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. So my lime fell down into my drink. It's no longer here.
That's okay. It's all good. So let me turn this down. We're going to have some Mexican music, so we're celebrating Cinco de Mayo. I'll turn that down. Put it back on a little bit later. Okay, so Mo Blum and I go way back. Cheers, girl. We go way back. We were going to do something very inventive and creative, but I was having a little bit of technical difficulties. But no fear, I'll figure it out soon. So tonight we were going to do she was going to be cooking a meal in her area. Where are you at, Mo?
Chicken. Oh, I'm in D.C., nation's capital.
Yay.
Yeah.
DC. You were going to be making what for us? Because we're going to show.
I was going to make chicken enchiladas. And I was going to make a chicken Mexicana that could be used in various ways, like in tacos and nachos, enchiladas. You have it, but I made it into enchiladas.
Okay, gotcha. And my part was to make margaritas. And you guys have all had my margarita or seen my margaritas before. But I'm going to go ahead and do it again. I'm going to make, I think, I don't know, maybe 4 of them tonight. Don't worry, everybody, my neighbor. I got my neighbors involved. I told them, I said, I'm going to do this. I said, I'm going to be making a bunch of margaritas. And I said, you got to get a drink. They're like, we're in. So, yeah, there's so many versions of, when you talk about margaritas, when we talk about a margarita, there's what we call the traditional. Everybody has their own. Yes, you're having a traditional. I'm having what would be considered a traditional as well. And when Maureen says what she put in hers, and I'm going to tell you what I put in mine, you're going to hear 2 different versions of it, I do believe. But it's not only the traditional, but you've got everything from the jalapeno to the watermelon to the strawberry margaritas. I know there's a mango one. You know, it's just
the mango one is awesome.
So yeah, when we go into making these drinks, if you can see behind me, I have an entire plethora of different kinds of alcohols back there. All those are to make a margarita, believe it or not. So what we're going to do when this is all done, I think, Mo, you have those videos of the food. You'll connect videos to this when we're all done, so you can come back and, look at it later.
Okay.
Connected. That would be awesome, since we couldn't get it to play live. We could get it to play live. We just couldn't hear it. I think Jody's commenting. Let me see what she's saying.
I don't see any chats.
What?
I don't see any chats.
Oh, I don't see any either. So, okay. All right. So, what I'm going to do, hey, Mo, tell us what did you put in your margarita?
Well, I happen to like my margaritas on the rocks. So I made a traditional, which was tequila, lime juice, and triple sec over ice. I shook it in my martini shaker that I have here, so I can have refills while we're talking. And then I pour it over ice and throw a lime in it, and there you have it.
There you have it. All right. Well, Jody is making comments. Been waiting for you two to do this forever. So that's funny. Okay. All right. Well, let me go ahead and head over to my little bar. Okay. So here I am. Can you hear me okay still?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So I've got my libation here. So, as you said, Maureen was talking about how she did hers. And when you talk about a traditional, let me just say this. When you talk about any margarita, I personally feel you have to have like the best ingredients to have the best tasting quality. So you can use Patron, but I use the Tierra Fertil. That is really good. It's like having a Patron, but without the cost in it. One of the things too is always having the best triple sec. So triple sec, just so you know, it's an orange liqueur. So it's got an orange to it. So you got that. You've got Cointreau. And you could also sub it out with Grand Marnier. So
now, in some Mexican restaurants, they call that a Cadillac margarita when you put Grand Marnier in it.
Yep. And they're all orange flavored. So if you don't have triple sec, if you don't have Cointreau, you don't have Grand Marnier, you can actually substitute in orange juice, believe it or not. So, all right, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start out with my traditional. The one I did that I'm drinking right now, that one is tequila. So let me go ahead and get my ice out here. Let me see. I think Jody's making comments on here, maybe. So this is a little bit different. I didn't turn on my, this is my ice bucket. Thank you. All right, so what we need to do, I went ahead and I upgraded because normally I use that shot glass. This one, this is truly just to have shots in. You put a shot in there and you drink it. It wasn't intended to be mixing drinks if you wanted to do a little, going to be really close on your ingredients. So this one's going to call for, we're going to be 3 ounces tequila. All the way. Oh, that's it. 3 ounces right there. And then we're going to be going with, we're going to put some triple sec in there. We're going to go with like 3/4. You can go up to 1 if you want to. It's just going to adjust the taste a little bit. I also went to 1 on that one. The other thing too, one of the things that you can do, you can either add in some simple syrup or you can put in some agave. The other thing you can use is sour mix in these. I choose not to when I'm making them like this. I'm making them handmade 1 by 1. So for the simple, I'm going to do the simple syrup. You can make simple syrup at home too. Equal parts of water and sugar, and you cook it up. It turns into a nice little syrup. This one's going to be about 1 ounce of simple syrup. So that was just 2 squeezes of it. Don't worry, I measured it out. You know, I already did that. I already have my, this is also very important when you're making a margarita, is you have to have fresh limes. I usually say the juice of 1 lime, but it all depends on what size your limes are. So you could have a lime that's huge like this one. That one's going to get you about 1.5 ounces, which I prefer because I like to be a little bit on the limey side. And so these actually I have to use about 1.5 limes of this type. Here we go. Squeeze it. There's 1/3 done. 2/3 done. You know, these citrus squeezers, don't skimp on these and get the kinds that are like metal because they just deteriorate. And where we go. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to shake this up. So put this in here. I'm going to shake it. Always, they say shake for about 20 seconds. And that's just to get everything flowing together. You're supposed to shake things like this when you're making craft cocktails. If you're putting in something like a honey or a real thick syrup in it, you want to be able to shake it for a very long time. All right, so what we can do with this one, it's all done, ready to rock and roll here, is we can do a couple things. We can pour that into a rocks glass.
I vote for rock glass.
Rocks glass, okay. Most call for rock glass, so you fill this up with ice. You fill it up with ice. Before you do that, what did I forget? I forgot to do the rim. So here we go. We have to do the rim on here. So we do a salt rim. I do mine with kosher salt. So how you do that is you take a lime and you take it and you squeeze it around the edge like that. And then you take it in here and you put it in here and you put it into the salt, mix it all around, shake it loose. Let's put the ice in here now. And now we're going to shake this one more time. And here we go.
With you in spirit.
And look, it fits in a 16 ounce. 16 ounce glass. And then, of course, we got to do a little bit of a garnishment of a lime. And because we're talking with Maureen Bloom today,
Uh-oh.
We're going to put a flamingo in it. And we got to get a straw. There you go. There you have it. This is a classic margarita.
Cheers.
Ooh, cheers. Cheers on that one.
I always order mine on the rocks without salt.
You do?
Yeah.
I always put the salt in it. I just feel like I'm missing out on something if I don't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this one, the next one I'm going to do, let's see here.
Hey, Linda, what about telling people when they're desperate and they don't have all the mixes like you have?
Mm-hmm.
The easiest way to make one is tequila and 7-Up.
Yeah, that's actually one of the easiest versions of doing it is doing a 7-Up and you just do tequila. Another thing you can, if you've got tequila, you can make a margarita anyway. You've got some orange juice, you got some lime juice in the house. You can make up one real simple and real easy. Sometimes you add a little 7-Up to it or Sprite to it. You can do it that way. There's some margaritas that actually they put a little club soda in it as well.
Yeah.
So the other one I'm going to make for you is I'm going to do the one that's actually made with orange juice. So it's a little bit different. I'm going to put it in a different. I like to drink mine straight up, by the way. And for that, I'm going to use one of these glasses. Again, we want to make sure we put lime around the rim. So I don't know how it's going to be up there, Washington, D.C., but it sounds like, at least in Orlando, some of our restaurants are going to be open for Cinco de Mayo. So I don't know how many people are planning to go out.
Well, all of the restaurants and bars that stayed open for St. Patrick's Day should be closed permanently.
Yeah, that's
a big problem that forced the spread because people wanted their last hurrah at St. Patrick's Day.
Really?
Yeah, it's really terrible.
Did that happen in Washington and New York too, or just Washington?
Actually, mainly New Orleans, Washington. Half the bars in Washington were closed, half weren't. I canceled my party, and half the ones in New York were still going. Yeah, it was a bad situation.
Yeah, I canceled my disco party. Okay, so on this one, we're going to do just 2 ounces of tequila. Yes, just 2. Okay, this one we're going to be making with orange. We're going to make it a little bit more of an orange. It's still going to have our lemon in it and our simple syrup. We can also use agave amber, and that's what I'm going to squirt in this one at the end because it is a little bit thick. And
I always thought that it would be a standard recipe. So what makes you decide between the 3 ounce and the 2 ounce?
It all depends on what other ingredients you're putting in it.
Okay.
So it's really, once you start to make these, you can adjust it to your taste. So like, for instance, when I do my Christmas party, I have something called a mistletoe margarita.
Yeah.
Mistletoe margarita, I like to have to drink. Well, knock your socks off. Truly, well. But when I'm having my party, I'm doing a mass crowd, I have to dial it down a little bit. And also, there's some people who do not really like the flavor of a strong, alcohol flavor at all. But to the tequila, they just like it as a compliment to it.
I don't know if you and I were friends with those kind of people.
I got a few out there. So on this one, we're going to be doing, I've got 2 ounces of tequila in this one. We're going to be doing some lime. So this is still a traditional one, but it's just made with orange juice.
Because you are a Florida girl, no matter what. Yeah,
Florida through and through. Yeah, so Mo and I, if you ever hear me talking about my friend from first grade, that's Maureen right there. I'm not measuring this out now because I know that these limes are so small. I need to have at least 1.5 because this one's calling for a little bit more lime juice. I'm actually going to put 2 full limes in this one.
Do you remember you used to call me up before I left my house and said, make sure you bring the limes? I had a lime tree in the backyard.
I have no doubt that I would do that. I really don't. I really doubt I would.
I started to believe I wasn't going to be allowed in if I didn't bring the limes.
That is So funny. All right. This one we're gonna do the Cointreau.
Oh, that's good stuff, man.
This is good stuff. And we're gonna just do 1 ounce of this. Like this one. This Cointreau's got some alcohol in it, so that might be another reason why I downplay on the ounces of the tequila. And then on this one, I'm going to do a little bit of OJ. It's just 1/3 of an ounce. 1/3 of an ounce is. And just for kicks and giggles, I'm just gonna do a splash here. That splash right there was more than half of an ounce, so we're just going to put a little bit of that in there. It's just really in there for some flavoring, and then I'm going to put a little bit of this is agave, amber agave, and I don't know, let's put a squirt in it. You want to put that in last because it is going to coagulate in there. It's going to make it hard.
Yeah.
To shake it up and get it out of there. It almost got to the bottom. Now this one you can actually add a little bit more triple sec if you wanted it. If you want to have a little bit more tart, you could do that if you want to. I'm not into the tart, so all right, here we go. This one's made with orange. Oh, and I have some left over. I could have made 2 out of this one, and you want to go ahead and garnish this one with an orange slice, and I'm actually going to couple it with a lime as well. So there we go. Here we have it. Let me bring it over. You can take a look. Take a little gander at this one.
I have to say, I wish you were actually handing that to me right now.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? You have to watch out for those little things there. Those sharp little things are going to get you. That is awesome.
Hey, Linda, they make a orange sugar. It's orange peel something that I cooked once at Christmas time with cookies. Mm-hmm. I bet you might be able to use something like that. Valencia orange, that's what it was. Instead of the salt. What do you think of that?
That would be a really good idea. Sometimes when I make my salt rims, like when I do my mistletoe margarita,
yeah,
I actually mix that with salt and sugar.
Yeah.
And when you have something like a mistletoe margarita, or if you have even a watermelon margarita, that combination of that with the sweet is just so amazing. It makes it all part of it.
There's some spice, and I used it only for something with a Christmas cookie once, and it was ridiculously expensive, and I never had another reason to use it. But I'm thinking it would be great with that. It was a Valencia orange something candied or whatever. I don't know.
I'll have to look into that. That would be good to put that around the rim as well.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me see. Let's see what Jody's saying. So I'm not seeing her post for some reason.
I'm not seeing the things either. We're having major technical difficulties.
Yes, we are, totally. Let's see here. Jody's really on there talking up a storm in there, Maureen. It's awesome. Okay, so let's do something fun. Let me see if Jody's gonna post, like, do you guys want to see the margarita made with elderflower?
Oh, I got it on my phone, all the comments.
You got it? Okay. Have you seen it? Because I can't read everything. So I'm gonna be doing one, we can do one with watermelon, and I don't have any fresh watermelon. My shipped guy was not really good today, and I didn't get everything out of it.
No disparaging comments. No disparaging comments.
Oh, sorry, no disparaging comments. But the guy who brought me my ABC order from Ship was amazing. He was on time too. Okay, so we can do a watermelon, or we can do a mistletoe margarita, or I can do the one that's with the elderflower. So you guys decide amongst yourselves.
I go for watermelon.
You know what? I think that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
Because I have so much of this left over, I got to pour this out into a glass.
Linda, are those the glasses of your parents, or are they just you got lucky at some sort of? They look vintage.
I honestly don't know where these glasses came from. I have collected glasses along the way. People just give me stuff. People just give me stuff, Mo. I'm gonna rinse this out over here. people just give me things, and I swear I got all these like really cool martini glasses. One of my customers gave them all to me. So
I don't know, they look vintage, so I thought of your parents.
yeah, they might be. Hey Mo, tell us a little bit about Mo Wino. What's that all about?
Well, I'm a wino, certifiable, and I have a political job, and I thought my wine and fun life would infringe on my political job, so I tried to create an alter ego. So I became Mo Wino, and I like to blog about wine. I have wine tastings, wine pairings, and all this stuff. But the really funny part about this whole thing is my political world embraced Mo Wino and are completely involved in it. And it's my wine people who want nothing to do with me politically.
Wow.
So it's kind of funny. But I created Mo Wino as a brand to separate my life, compartmentalize it. And now it's just blurred. It's all the same. And my wine life actually helps my political business. So it's kind of funny. So what I do, I make no money about it. It's just a thing of my fun times. And it started at my dining room table where my friends started like bitching at me and said, you got to get this stuff out of your head and share it. So I started a website and just kind of went from there.
Well, thank you for doing that. Thanks for getting out of your head and telling the world about what you do.
I love it. I love it. I wish it paid my mortgage, but it doesn't.
Well, we all need something that's a fun thing to do. So, I'm so fortunate that I do real estate and I have a great deal of fun. I just enjoy it immensely. And, everybody says, well, what do you do for a hobby? I'm like, real estate? So I'm just fortunate that way. But what I do for fun is
What's really sad is I had 3 wine trips planned this year, and every one of them I've had to cancel. Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll be back up to traveling. Hopefully you'll be down to Orlando. You've not seen my house yet. You haven't come to one of my parties. I'm gonna have my disco party. My disco room's getting. I haven't had any time to work on it, but it's gonna be worked on.
I lost the bedroom, guest bedroom, when you made a disco room. I didn't think I had a place to stay anymore.
No, one of the living rooms. I have a family room and a living room. So the living room never had any furniture in it, and I wanted it that way. And so it went from being a drum room to it's also my studio when I'm doing stuff. So all right, so let's go ahead and start on the watermelon.
Yeah.
I said watermelon mama margarita. All right, so again, this one we're gonna do because it's gonna be a lighter one. We're just gonna do the 2 ounces. And Mo, if it was you or me, we'd be doing 4 ounces of the tequila. We like that. We like that flavoring that goes on. Now with this one, you could use strawberry juice if you want to. If you do, I would get the either squeeze it yourself, which I've done before. When I make my enlightened martinis, I put fresh watermelon in my enlightened martinis. I do have some watermelon juice in the refrigerator, but I think it's been there too long, so I didn't want to bring it out. All right, this one's doing 3/4. There's not a 3/4 mark on here, so we're just going to call it by year, by eye. I think I did a good job.
I think I did a little more than that.
Think so?
Yeah, we want to taste the watermelon.
All right, I gotcha. I might have to put a little bit more in there.
You know what I had my first watermelon margarita with?
Linda?
No, I wish, but no. Our dear friend Hannah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Hannah made me my very first watermelon margarita, and I fell in love with it.
Hannah, the bartender that taught us how to bartend.
Yes, the bartender, yes. Mm-hmm. From Ireland.
All right, now this one, we're going to be putting some juice of a lime in it. And remember, these are smaller ones, so this one's not going to be overdone with the limes. So we're just going to be putting probably about 3/4 of a lime in it. And then we're going to be doing a, let me see, do I put the agave? I think I do the agave. Now I'm going to go with simple syrup now. Where'd you go, simple syrup? So about 1 ounce of simple syrup, so that's about 1, 2.
Hey, Linda, last year I was promoting my friend's saffron company. And
Yeah.
have you ever tried taking simple syrup and like infusing a flavor in it?
No, I haven't, because I actually, it's one of the things I'm going to start doing is making my own simple syrup at home.
Yeah.
And
A saffron simple syrup, rosemary. I mean, it's really kind of cool to do.
well, I'll have to try that one out.
Yeah.
Okay. And here we go. This one, you can put this in the blender too, but I don't really have a blender right now. And shake it up, shake it up.
I dropped my lid. So I gotta be careful.
And what I did on this one, I went ahead and did, this is my green, it's sugar and salt rim. I colored it green for my Christmas party. So I don't have anything that's a pink or anything like that right now, but this will work out. But it's good to have when we have something like this, a watermelon margarita, you're going to want to have a sweet and salty rim on that one.
Well, if it's pink and green, I would think it's a Palm Beach margarita.
Mm-hmm. This reminds me of Art Deco.
Yeah.
So if I had a watermelon, I would actually be garnishing it with a watermelon, but I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and garnish it with a lime. There we go. Put that in there. And we got a little tiny straw. So I cut little tiny straws. There you go. You can sip it as that, or you can have it on the side.
Cheers.
Oh, wow. This is good. Let me bring it over here. All right. So here we go.
Oh, that's pretty. You know, it almost makes me think St. Patrick's Day because it's green.
Kind of, yeah.
Hey, what about putting cream de mint and making a green one?
I'm not sure what that would do. I wonder if it would change the flavor of it. And when I have some for my Irish coffees.
Yeah.
If you saw my video on how to make a cup of coffee, you would see I do have that. So, all right. Well, let's see here. I've made a couple. You made your own over there. I made a couple traditionals. Watermelon. I can sit here and I can make margaritas all night. I have plenty of ingredients to create something. I can't make jalapeno ones, but I'm thinking I like this one the best.
With the orange juice?
I think I'm liking that. Let me just put it this way. I like them all.
You know, I don't drink a lot of juices, but I know that a lot of times I always would substitute pineapple when it called for orange because I love pineapple. Have you ever tried doing that?
I was thinking about trying that out. You know, it goes back to your juices. You can't do juices, and so you could do the tequila, like we said, the tequila and the 7-Up.
Yeah.
One thing, or diet 7-Up, but you could do the tequila. You could do the triple sec, and the lime. And I did one once before, and I think it was stevia. I used that to do the sweetener in it. It worked out pretty good. You just have to have the right ingredient. You have to do the right ingredients to it and have measurements on that one. Otherwise, it can taste kind of tart. So,
I never thought about it, but I kind of think I like tart because we've had so many conversations about you and simple syrup. And I'm like, it doesn't even faze me that there's no juice in this.
Really? Well, see, it's just flavor. You know, Campari, for instance, I was super excited to try Campari.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got all the ingredients to make a Negroni. I made it, and I was like, oh my God. And I didn't like it because it was so bitter.
You know, I know a lot of people like just plain Campari on the rocks.
I couldn't do it. I tried it with soda.
Yeah.
But it was a Sprite. It just was too bitter for me. So.
I can't remember the drink that has cranberry juice in it. It's like a Cape Cod or something.
Well, pineapple juice. Cape Cod is just as a lime with cranberry and vodka. Well,
when I tried that years ago, I found myself lessening the juice because I like the sharpness, not the sweetness.
Oh, okay.
Well, when I put cranberry in, it's like a splash just to like create a cloud of color.
Yeah,
maybe that's because I like my booze. I don't know.
Yeah, you put your scotch on the rocks. You know, and this is the thing. After everybody gets done with all the quarantine and we all go back to the bars, we're going to be talking to the bartender. They're going to make you a drink. You're like, can you add some alcohol into this? because we're all been our own bartenders,
Right.
and
my father, as you know, was a bartender.
Right.
And he constantly always said that anybody who orders what he would call a foo-foo drink at a pool bar, he said it doesn't have any alcohol in it. They might throw a splash at the top and there was no alcohol in it. Like, don't even try.
Yeah.
But you know what they're doing up here in DC is, in order for the takeout to work, they're selling alcohol for takeout, and they're putting them in these vacuum sealed bags that are 2 drinks. Like, you get, each bag is like 2 drinks. I haven't ordered any of them because I rather make my own drinks. But it's been a big business up here.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Well, we've been doing it here too. Like, some of my friends said they've gone to places like one of my friends, she just some Mexican restaurant somewhere, and she said, oh, she called me up. She's like totally wasted. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I got takeout from so and so, and I had 2 margaritas. And I'm like, girl, you need to get out more.
You know how Dr. Fauci, the guy who's saving the world, so to speak? Well, up here in Washington, they're calling them the Fauci Pouchies. So they're these vacuum sealed bags with his face on it.
No, seriously?
Yes, they're called the Fauci Pouchies, and they're 2 drinks for $20.
He should have trademarked his name, for God's sake.
I know.
So I know we're gonna get into a little bit of chit chat here, but we've been on for like 30, a little over 30 minutes. So
yeah.
See, time flies when you're making drinks. I mean, when you're having fun.
There's a winery in Napa, and their motto is that, let me see if I get it right. Flies time when having, no, I have to look it up. Time flies when having fun. Instead, it says fun flies when having flies.
Oh my God, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to do a fun fact thing. It's about like, why do they call this the margarita? Do you know?
No.
Well,
but
something about
a woman, I do know, was actually a woman who invented it, and that's where the original 7-Up Sprite thing came from, truthfully. The original margarita was her doing a lemon lime soda with tequila.
Huh. Well, I read something in Wikipedia, or whatever that's called.
Yeah.
And it's something that was invented in 1936, and something about the name Daisy and the Herald. But listen, all the drinks, I like to look at the history of, like, where did this drink ever come from? Like, there's something called the Pink Lady.
Yeah.
I don't know. I made some other drinks the other night, and I'm just looking it up. And
okay, I don't remember her name, but remember that crazy woman we had as a piano teacher? She was
Mrs. Fiedler.
No, not her, not Fiedler. There was another one. You like lasted 2 lessons and left. I stayed. But anyway, the funny story about it is, she found out my dad was a bartender. She like begged me to bring her the definition or the drink recipe for Pink Lady. That was her drink. And my dad wrote it out for her.
But the Pink Lady, that requires like egg white in it or something. It grosses me out.
I don't know. I would never do
that. So I'll make my own version of it.
Yeah, I don't need eggs.
Yeah, and so when I sit here and I look at how drinks are made, and a lot of the drinks, like if I make a drink up, and like I had the one that I called the Alien, thanks to Bob Mudrock. He's like, you gotta call that the Alien because it's out of this world, and it was green, or we could have called it I don't know, something like that. But anyway, all the drinks that I make, I'm just reinventing something. And someone calls me up and says, hey, my neighbor just posted, I wonder if she's posting about this. She's like, where's my margarita?
I don't see that.
Well, she just came across, maybe she's on a different feed. Let me see.
I only got Julie and Valerie on.
No, it's not. She's not posting on this one, so she's not. Mistletoe. Valerie says mistletoe margaritas were delicious. So yeah, they weren't so bad. I mean, I'll have those all year round, girl. Those are delicious.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, all of my drinks that I make, I'm just reinventing something, or adding a little this and adding a little that. And if I want to have a color, I brought out my blue carousel because I was like, well, maybe I'll make a blue margarita, because my colors of the colors of my company are blue, so I'm always trying to make a blue drink.
There was a drink. I used to go to St. Kitts, and there was a drink. I don't know what it's called, but I call it the Blue Dolphin. But it was pineapple juice, the blue carousel, whatever you call it, and rum. Oh my God, it was so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always tasty. I made something. I got to make sure I write these darn drinks down. But there was one that I made that was so tasty. Oh, Jody, Valerie said, Jody and I here for sure. Hi, Jody. Hi, Valerie. Thanks for being involved. You guys, do you text me if you want me to make you a different drink now? Because, because my next door neighbor is going to need, I'm actually drinking my margaritas now. So my next door neighbor may not get any.
Well, my father had this rule, 2 ingredients, no more, no less.
Oh,
and he didn't agree with like the kamikazes, the iced teas, or anything like that. And, in his bar, if you came in and asked for like a Manhattan, he'd give it to your parents, but he wasn't going to give it to the guy off the street.
No.
He'd tell him to go someplace else. And so he taught me not to have anything than more than 2 things in a drink.
Oh, and Shannon's on there too.
Okay, I'm not getting any of that.
Well, I'm not either, but they're text messaging me.
Oh, okay. We have a lot of technical difficulties tonight.
I know. There's nothing that a margarita can't fix, though.
That's true.
Make it mo better, mo better, mo better. Well, yeah, cheers to that. And it's so funny, like, hey.
I know, right? Yeah,
it's not because we're drunk. It's like backwards. It's like really weird.
It is weird.
So,
Well, my drink of choice is Irish whiskey. And occasionally I find a mixologist that actually uses Irish whiskey in it. And it's kind of fun when they do to discover and explore a new drink.
Oh, my neighbor, she just posted a funny face about our video. So, yeah. What were you saying about the mixologist? Well, sometimes what?
No, because I'm an Irish whiskey drinker. And I get excited when I see like a fancy, funky drink that has Irish whiskey in it. And it's just like, I don't think a lot. I think mixologists look to rum and vodka. They don't think that sometimes they explore. In fact, I was in a wine bar in, I don't know where the hell I was, but the bartender there was famous for making his own cocktails. So they said, they bragged about it. And I said, well, look, I drink Irish whiskey. What can he do for me? And he made a drink that was like phenomenal. And he gave me the recipe. And of course, I've never made it since I've been home. But
that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I made something. I was trying to make my own. If you go out there and you look for the Nutty Irishman, like a drink, there's a bazillion different versions of it.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me sit down and just make my own, my own thing. And it does have Irish whiskey in it.
Yeah. Most of those have Baileys in it.
It had Baileys, and it had amaretto, and it had Frangelica. Yeah, I think it had that. I'm not 100% sure, but it definitely had cream in it as well.
Yeah, I don't like cream.
It's just a little bit of cream in it, and then shake it up, and do it up neat.
It goes with the whole milk thing.
Oh, I know. Maureen and milk doesn't go together. Just like Linda and fish doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God, these are all delicious.
I know, delish. I'm like, I'm sorry I can't be there drinking them with you.
I know. And well, soon enough, Mo, soon enough. But so since you want something with Irish whiskey in it, I'm gonna have to think about that. I don't drink bourbons, Irish whiskeys. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
I like caramel drinks. But you know what? That's a good question I was going to ask you when you were making your drinks. There's a big difference in tequila from gold tequilas and silvers.
Yes.
When you go to buy tequila, do you go to a certain one? Like, do you prefer the silver to the gold?
I always do the gold and silver.
You do? Why?
I don't know the answer to that because it used to be back in the day when I would make my margaritas, like back when I bartended, I always used the gold margarita. I had to have gold Cuervo.
Yeah.
But I've graduated from that. So
my father told me years and years ago, when we were in high school and I was drinking, he said to me, stick to the caramel gold liquors because it's easier on your stomach.
Oh.
And I've always had that in my mind. I drink very little vodka, very little gin, but I go to bourbon, Irish whiskey, and things like that. Brandy, I love. But anyway, the reason I ask that is because in my friends who are tequila people,
yep,
they all go straight in to the gold. They seem to think that that is a higher quality or level of tequilas. I don't know. I mean, I think it goes back to the rum days of gold Bacardi or white Bacardi. I never in my life had white Bacardi until I'm in a bar and that's all they serve.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. I used to only drink amber Bacardi.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I drink white Bacardi now. Yeah. So I've turned.
I went out to get tequila tonight for this, and I had a choice, and I took the gold. I didn't know. You
went for the gold?
I went for the gold.
Oh, speaking of going for the gold, I'm going to go grab a tequila that somebody gave me for Christmas. They cannot. It's one of those. She said, was it Christmas? Yeah, for Christmas. And I haven't touched it yet because she said you cannot mix it with anything. You got to have it.
You got to sip it. Yeah, the one I bought is the one that you're supposed to sip it straight.
Is that what you bought to make a drink for?
Okay, so Linda's going. Am I supposed to keep talking to everybody because you're gone?
I'm right here still. I'm right here. I didn't leave you out. Yeah, keep on talking. It'll be 2 seconds.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, Jody, I haven't heard from you in like 15 minutes. You need to talk to me. Anyway, there you back? No, you're not back. All right. Cheers, everybody. This way.
I'm back.
Thank God. I was like crazy.
So this is called Casamigos Tequila. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
All right, we're gonna try it out together. This is a gift from Christine Wilson.
You're off camera. There you are.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Party people in the house. Yeah, Christine Wilson. Wow, that was hard to get open. So she sent that to me. Yeah, I don't know back in the day if you ever did shots of tequila.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's like, oh, you have to ligs, whatever, suck. You're like, who needs all that crap? I just drink the damn tequila.
Exactly. The last 2 days, because I was making my video, I just was sipping it straight. Man, it was good stuff.
See, this is Blanco. 100% agave azul.
How is it? Good?
It's very smooth.
Yeah? Let me see. Put the label up. Let me see in the camera. Yeah, I've never seen that. It looks like it's like made authentically in Mexico. That labeling is excellent marketing.
It could be. It is. I'll
go get the one I just bought today.
It says Hecho in Mexico. I don't know what that means. Anybody speak Spanish? Hecho in Mexico. So, so this is odd that my thing is not telling me who's making a post on here. Very odd. Oh, there's Jody.
Okay, I don't know anything about this, but this is the one I bought today.
Mm-hmm.
Where's this?
Okay. What's the name on it?
Espolon. But I bought it, they had it in silver and they had it in gold, and I took the gold because I drink rum gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I bought this for a party once that I was going to.
Yeah, well, this is definitely good for sipping.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely good for sipping. So,
all right.
All right. So, Mo,
yeah,
we've been on here about 45 minutes now, and I will figure out this technical difficulty thing because I am hell bent on getting that video on here so that we can do.
Well, I reformatted it a bit so that I can post it tomorrow in time for Cinco de Mayo, but I still have original ones that I made for you.
Okay. I wonder if there's a way that we're going to be able to combine this video, because this will be on my YouTube channel. And so maybe we can send it over and we can combine them some way, somehow.
Yeah.
You're good at the editing thing. I'm not so much. So
limited, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, everybody. Well, Mo, thank you so much for joining me. Mo Wino, tell them how to get a hold of you.
Well, on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook at mowino_.com. I mean _com, not dot. On Twitter and Instagram.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
Mo, and on the screen, mo@mowino.com. And just so everybody knows, my website is always out of date because it's not my day job. But social media is hot and heavy.
Yeah, you're getting some help on that, I understand. So
hopefully, yeah, that's the plan.
Yep. And Shannon, seriously though, I will text message you in a minute. My next door neighbor, Shannon. I'll text message you in a minute so you can come and get some margaritas with me. And we'll get this all. And her husband was trying to help me with my technical difficulties as well. So, all right, Mo, until next time, Mo Wine out. Peace out, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Valerie and Valerie.
Remember Monday, it's May 4th. So remember to say, may the 4th be with you. Sorry, I had to say it. Bye, everybody. Bye. See y'all later.